Across the vast landscapes of the United States, from windswept deserts to dense ancient forests, lie places that defy easy explanation. These are locations where the line between the known and the unknown becomes blurred. Stories passed down through generations speak of phenomena that challenge our understanding. We travel this country thinking we know its highways and landmarks, cities, national parks. But hidden just beneath the surface, there are pockets of enduring mystery. Places that hold onto their secrets with a silent, stubborn grip. They draw in the curious, the brave, and those who believe not every question has an answer. This journey is not about finding simple solutions. It's about embracing the questions themselves. We're setting out to explore the strange, the unexplained, and the downright bizarre corners of America. Ghostly lights dancing on a desert horizon, sprawling mansions built to confuse spirits. Each location offers a unique puzzle. These are not just campfire tales, they are mysteries woven into the very fabric of the places themselves. Supported by countless eyewitness accounts, historical records, and ongoing investigations, they remind us that despite our scientific progress, there are still things in this world that remain profoundly and beautifully mysterious. Get ready to question everything. Our first stop takes us to the high desert grasslands of West Texas, just outside the small, artsy town of Marfa. Here, under a vast star-filled sky, a truly baffling phenomenon has been occurring for over a century. The Marfa lights. Described as mysterious glowing orbs, these lights appear on the horizon toward the Chinati Mountains. White, yellow, orange, red, sometimes appearing in pairs or groups. Hovering, darting around, splitting apart, merging, disappearing. They don't seem to follow any predictable pattern, making them impossible to dismiss as simple man-made objects. The first documented sighting dates back to 1883, when a young cowhand named Robert Reed Ellison saw flickering lights and assumed they were Apache campfires. Local settlers reported similar sightings but found no fires or camps. Since then, thousands have witnessed these illuminations, including soldiers from Fort D.A. Russell during World War II and pilots who couldn't pinpoint a source. Explanations offered include car headlights and atmospheric anomalies, but none explain all behaviors. Skeptics point to vehicle headlights on U.S. Route 67. Studies show some lights match car reflections and mirages. Yet reports predate automobiles. Witnesses describe impossible aerial moves like shooting straight up or moving erratically against the wind. These accounts keep the mystery alive. The Marfa lights remain an accessible, enduring mystery. A dedicated viewing area draws tourists and researchers. From the dry plains of Texas, we venture northeast to the lush, dense forests of the Green Mountains in southwestern Vermont. Here lies the Bennington Triangle. This isn't an officially designated place on a map, but rather a loosely defined zone of deep woods centered around Glastonbury Mountain. Between 1945 and 1950, this seemingly tranquil wilderness became the backdrop for a series of 5 bizarre and completely unsolved disappearances. Mitty Rivers, a 74-year-old hunting guide who knew the area like the back of his hand. While leading a group of 4 hunters, he walked ahead of them and was never seen again. The only trace ever found was a single rifle cartridge in a stream. A year later, in December 1946, a college student named Paula Jean Weldon went for a hike on the Long Trail and vanished without a trace. An extensive search involving the FBI, state police, and hundreds of volunteers turned up absolutely nothing. In December 1949, veteran James Tedford was on a bus heading home to Bennington. Witnesses saw him on the bus at the stop just before Bennington, but when the bus arrived, he was gone. All his luggage and an open bus timetable were still on his seat. Then, in October 1950, 8-year-old Paul Jepson disappeared from a farm where his mother was working. She left him playing near a pigsty for a short while, and when she returned, he was gone. Bloodhounds tracked his scent to a local intersection and then abruptly lost it, as if he had been lifted into the air. The final official disappearance occurred just 16 days later. Frida Langer, a 53-year-old hiker, slipped and fell in a stream. She told her cousin she was going back to their campsite to change clothes while he waited. She never returned. Unlike the others, her body was found 7 months later in an area that had been thoroughly searched multiple times. Whatever the truth, the Bennington Triangle holds a dark secret that remains locked away in its silent, unforgiving wilderness. Now we head west to a 512-acre property in northeastern Utah that has earned the title of America's most scientifically studied paranormal hotspot, Skinwalker Ranch. Officially known as Sherman Ranch, this piece of land has been the site of so many unexplained events that it almost defies belief. The reports include sightings of UFOs, mysterious and invulnerable creatures, poltergeist activity, and bizarre geometric patterns appearing in the soil. The Ute tribe, whose reservation borders the ranch, has long considered the area to be on the path of the Skinwalker, a malevolent shape-shifting entity from their folklore, and they have avoided it for generations. The ranch first gained widespread attention in the mid-1990s when the Sherman family bought the property. The family was so tormented by the constant activity that they sold the ranch in 1996 to billionaire Robert Bigelow, founder of the National Institute for Discovery Science. Bigelow's NIDES team set up a 24/7 scientific investigation on the ranch, equipping it with cameras, sensors, and a team of physicists and other scientists. Their goal was to capture definitive proof of the paranormal. What they found only deepened the mystery. Their equipment would malfunction without cause, batteries would drain instantly, and trained observers would witness phenomena that the cameras somehow failed to record. Our next destination is in the heart of Silicon Valley in San Jose, California. But this place has nothing to do with modern technology. It's a monument to superstition, fear, one woman's obsession with the supernatural, the Winchester Mystery House. This sprawling, bizarre mansion was the personal residence of Sarah Winchester. From 1886 until her death in 1922, construction never stopped. Workers toiled day and night, 365 days a year. For 38 years, a simple 8-room farmhouse became a bewildering maze of 160 rooms. For our final mystery, we travel back in time to the rolling hills of Adams County, Ohio. Here, we find one of the most remarkable and mysterious ancient structures in North America, the Great Serpent Mound. This is a massive effigy mound, a prehistoric earthwork shaped like a giant snake, measuring approximately 1,348 feet long. The serpent's body winds back and forth for over 800 feet, and its open mouth appears to be swallowing an oval-shaped mound that represents an egg, or perhaps the sun. The craftsmanship is extraordinary, perfectly conforming to the natural contours of the land on which it was built. What makes the serpent mound so deeply mysterious is that we know very little about who built it or why. For many years, it was attributed to the Adena culture, which flourished from about 800 BC to AD 100. However, more recent radiocarbon dating suggests it might be much younger, possibly built by the Fort Ancient culture around AD 1066. The head of the serpent aligns with the summer solstice sunset, and other curves in the body seem to point to the winter solstice sunrise and the equinox sunrises. This suggests that its creators had a sophisticated understanding of celestial cycles. Perhaps it was a giant calendar, a place for ceremonial rituals tied to the changing seasons, or a way to mark a significant astronomical event, like the appearance of Halley's Comet in 1066, which would align with the newer construction date. The Great Serpent Mound remains a testament to the ingenuity of an ancient people and a profound, unsolved mystery etched into the American landscape. Our journey across the United States has led us deserts, forests, mansions, and ancient sites, each holding its own unique and profound mystery. We have stood where strange lights dance in the Texas night, walked the trails where people vanished without a trace, and peered into the heart of a ranch plagued by the paranormal. We've explored a house built to confuse ghosts, and gazed upon an ancient serpent carved into the earth. In each of these places, the story is the same. The more we learn, the more questions we have. The world, it seems, is not as clear-cut as we would like to believe. These places challenge our modern sensibilities. In an age of information, where answers are supposedly just a click away, these enigmas persist. They are powerful reminders that there are forces and phenomena that lie beyond our current scientific grasp. The Marfa lights, the Bennington disappearances, the activity at Skinwalker Ranch. These are not just stories. They are ongoing events and historical puzzles documented by credible witnesses, yet they defy every attempt at a rational, complete explanation. They force us to confront the possibility that we don't know as much about our world as we think we do. What is the common thread that ties these mysteries together? Is it a human need to find wonder in a predictable world, or are these locations genuinely special? Are they windows into other dimensions, echoes of tragic events, or messages from ancient civilizations that we no longer have the wisdom to understand? Perhaps they are all of the above, or perhaps their true purpose is not to be solved, but to inspire us to keep looking, to keep questioning, and to remain humble in the face of the vast unknown universe. The truth is still out there, hiding in the shadows of a Vermont forest, glowing on a desert horizon, or whispering from the walls of a mad mansion. These places are not just points on a map. They are invitations to wonder. They dare us to look deeper, to listen closer, and to accept that some questions may never be answered. And in a world that often feels fully explored, the existence of such profound mysteries might be the greatest discovery of all. The only question that remains is, where will the next mystery reveal itself?